Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rolls to Astonish, where we're playing Stranger Wonderland again after who knows how long.
It's been a hot minute, maybe more.
Hey, why don't you continue with the introductions? I'm Steven, your eternal host. I'm not GMing this time. I'm playing Sarah Sparrow, our resident nerd and occultist, and I will get back to you guys once I get these kids to stop shouting. So, Haley, you take over the introductions from here.
Wait, what? No. Don't leave it to the slightly buzzed girl. Please don't.
I will handle it.
Thank you.
This is Marco. I am the game master and the creator of Jags and Jags Wonderland. Also playing, we have Haley playing Jules.
Hi. Yeah, I'm playing Jules, the always typical grunge rebel girl, and I might be a little bit out of it right now. The reason for that is, let's not specify right now, but let's just say I'm a little bit out of it.
And we've also got Zach playing Russell.
Yep. Playing the skater kid.
Yep.
In the future.
And we have Eric playing Vasily.
He's just this guy and definitely not a criminal.
So our characters have reunited on one of the lower chessboards of Wonderland, and they encountered a town which was beset by under the rule of the factory. Specifically, the owner or foreman of the factory living in a vast mansion where this monstrous creature took in children to cook and eat from the town. So they entered it to and kill them, and are now in the process of liberating the children who are stuck in cells. And in the house, there are all sorts of magical things, including a man-sized candlestick.
Candelabra.
Candelabra, yes, with a grotesque smile and burning candles.
Be our guest.
Who is definitely not singing and is unquestionably not named Lumiere.
Lumiere.
Yes.
You're right, this is the lady.
Well, I mean, then I guess it would be Lumiere. I don't know how French works. I took Spanish, not French.
I took your... Don't ask me.
I don't know either.
So this guy has stepped out from behind the curtain and lit his candle arms up, and we should roll initiative.
Right. Remind me how to do that again, as I'm pulling up Jules' sheets. Just one thing I didn't have prepped.
4d6.
-4.
-4?
Well, you can do 46, and then treating 6 as zeros.
Right.
6.
All right. Jules, where the hell are you?
A 6.
Where are you? There it is.
I'm going on a plus
I've returned.
6.
All right, what are we doing?
Rolling
Rolling
initiative.
initiative.
All right, I better do that. Okay. Oh my God, Vasily! What?
What did
I
Vasily
rolled
do?
a 1.
Okay. Jules, what did you make it by?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm pulling up the sheet and opening the roll 20.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
forgot to do
Okay,
that.
so that's that's an 8 for
Vasily?
me.
Vasily? 8. Okay. And Sarah?
No, that is 8 for Sarah.
By the way, Vasily is hurt.
I need to pull up exactly what that means for Sarah. Give me 1 second.
Oh God.
I mean,
Those ones. Oh, those ones suck.
I mean,
Okay, for
to be
Sarah,
fair,
that means that she
it's,
got
on
made
the
it by
sheet.
2.
Oh.
make it by something.
Right. Right. I made it by 2, as well.
I
Okay.
made mine by 6.
By 6, okay. Okay. Eric, Vasily goes first. This thing has stepped out and fire has burst up from its hands. Odd
Quote unquote.
candles.
I guess I call them hands. I mean, they're little nubs on the end of their arms, so hands.
Yeah, hands alike.
I'm sitting down because I'm hurt
Mhm.
in one of the chairs that's off screen here, but it's turned around to face,
Right.
metal candle guy, and I'm like, we're, and I say so it can hear me, so they can all hear me. We're killing it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
Right.
so.
Just making sure we're all on the same sheet of music.
Oh, hell fucking yeah. Because
Or-
there's a giant talking candlestick just stepped out from behind the screen. Kill it! Kill it!
Right, I say, Lumiere, we're killing you, right?
It looks slightly puzzled.
And I say, well, okay. I say, it's been a long day. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get this wrong. I am going to.
It says, is the master and the head cook?
We killed the master and the head cook. You're next. I throw the explosive.
We killed your master and head cook. You're next.
Yes.
Fireball.
Grenade.
Is there any negative or plus to hit it?
No. Not with the
Okay.
grenade. Yeah.
I throw I don't have throwing skill, so what? Coordination, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I make a sort of weak underhanded throw. I roll a 9, which will hit by 2.
Okay.
Okay, and then damage plus 2 goes to 11.
It's explosive, right? So +4.
Well, it's so 9 plus 4 is 13. So it does 18 damage to it and probably blows up everything in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah.
So it took me 5 REA to conjure that sphere and 5 to chuck it.
You create it. You throw it underhand. Boom.
Catch. Okay, I do my part next. How does he take 18 points of damage?
That is a minor wound for him, and he staggers backwards and sky blue.
Yeah. You got it, buddy.
The next person to go is Russell, but the Black Metal Lumiere holds up his hands. And he says, if you have killed the master and the head cook, the house will be coming down soon.
That's not good. I guess we gotta get the fuck out now. As well as the kids, but mostly us.
We have to get everyone else out, Jules.
Yes, well, he
I
said
would say the kids as well, mostly us, because we're kind of important, you know?
the keys are by the bedside. And
Oh, well, you're useful.
he says, if you do not go, it is their essence that is holding the mansion together. And indeed, you can feel this faint tremor in the vibrations.
Okay, I know my prerogative.
What are you guys going to do?
I know my prerogative. You two be Candlestick Boy over here. I'll get the keys and get the kiddies out of here.
Okay then.
Hey, would you rather handle it, Santa Boy?
Alright, let's do it.
Thank you.
Let's
If he wants to put up a fight between me and the keys, I'm willing to slash out
No,
and then you get the kids out.
he's rethinking, wanting to have an epic battle to the death in the remains of the with the master and the head cook dead.
You know what? How about you just go away then? Just.
I mean, either we can take this as a distraction. You can just kill him. Take the opening and I'll run.
Well, he says, hey, you let me go?
Just leave. Don't stand in our way at all. Otherwise, we'll cut you down immediately. Got it?
Well, cut down, shoot down, electrify down. Depends on the flavor kink you're into.
He says,
I mean, if you know what a kink is.
Just go.
And you hear him bouncing up the stairs like a pogo stick.
Yeah, you're lucky, Lumiere. You're lucky you got us on a good day.
Slightly
Yeah,
good day.
Whatever. I'm getting up. Okay, let's go fill our faces. Let's go eat.
Yeah, you go do that. I'm going to grab those keys and we're going to get the fucking kiddos out of here.
The buffet is full of archetype points, right?
Yes, it's actually full of APs. You guys have eaten 4 APs worth of, and archetype points are different from mutation points.
Yes, I do remember that. Ow.
So
And
anyway.
for us specifically, not for our shadows, just to clarify.
Well, yeah, those are for you, right?
Okay,
No.
just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, you're correct. The kids are coming out. The girl on the stairs is watching nervously and shies away as the Lumiere thing bounces up past her, giving her a look, but not even daring to say something nasty. And
I have a sword, if I recall. All right.
Yeah,
you guys come up the staircase and out, and you can already see the house sinking.
Okay, no, we gotta get out of here. Emergency exit. Come on, kids. Let's move.
Let's go.
When you guys come through the main outer door of the castle, you can see several townsfolk, and in fact, Graymalkin and his master, the cat, and the wise woman. She is standing outside with a cane, and
hi.
There's also townsfolk, and the kids are running out, and you can see parents shocked and delighted and just
Shock.
staring in shock as the towers lower and then cracks. These massive cracks run up from the base of the house, and you can see the house starting to fold in on itself like an origami structure, where parts of it are collapsing, and then there's the same part behind it but smaller, and it collapses too. Sort of this fractal deconstruction, and you can hear these sounds of horns from the vast factory structure outside the town wall and shaking in the ground. And past the house, you can see the gate and the graveyard. And you can see these towers of the factory, and then one of them leans and lists, and then it comes down and plumes of smoke and ash. And the people are looking over there, but it looks like there's a crowd of people who are pouring through the doors of the factory, all the people who work there. Although it's pretty far away.
Well,
You can see across the lunar plane as they are coming out, and the factory itself shakes and shudders, and then this cheer goes up, a wild cry of joy, and people are coming over and saying, is it dead? Is it dead? Are all of them dead?
Yes.
The candle thing got away, but everybody else is, and the
Yes.
kids obviously, but everything else is dead.
Master's dead, head cook's dead, candelabra fucked off somewhere.
And there is, and you guys have these glasses of some kind of mead from the bar. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah! Chug, chug,
Yeah,
chug.
yeah, there are.
Jules is immediately chugging any ones that are offered to her. Just chug, chug, chug.
All right, we did.
And they're tearing down the scaffold, and the wise woman, Marigold, has waited, and she
Hey, wise lady. Good to see you.
She nods and she says, "The omens were good, but even so, an impressive job."
Neat.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Go ahead.
What about the moons? And Grey Mountain says you're going to have to be more specific than that. And
Well,
she says, does that mean anything to you? A collection of moons.
yeah, we ran into his moons, yes. I believe we let one of them go.
Two of them go. You let the blue moon
And the old man moon, right?
and the dark moon. Yes, the moon of mystery and the.
I tell him. I say the other ones, those two seemed fundamentally all right and potentially helpful. The other ones all seemed like complete asses, and we left them locked in, and I guess the house fell on them.
Oh, the house can't fall on a moon, but yes, perhaps.
Well, they're trapped in lunar space or wherever they were now. And we got out with the keys, so nobody else was letting them go either.
Yeah, right. Where's the cat? Where's the cat? Jules wants to cuddle a cat.
The cat's by her legs, kind of rubbed against, wrapped around.
Huh.
What's the cat's name again?
Graymalkin.
Grimalkin?
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Grimolkin, come here. I want cuddles.
He's being kind. That's shocking.
He sneers at you.
Oh, come on. Just a little pet. A little scratchy, scratchy.
This is
It's very
what's that?
Hey, so you can get your scent on her, and then you own her in cat
Oh,
logic.
Okay, no. No.
So what, are you going to stop her?
Yes.
Okay, how are you going to stop her? Describe that then, Russ.
Just gonna gently pull you aside, basically.
Yeah, come on. I want the cat cuddle. Come on, I worked hard for that shit.
That cat is sentient and not really a cat.
Nah.
And it says
cat is
I
not
am
interested.
completely a cat, and I can hear rabbits in the grass at a distance, so I can hear you whisper.
Sarah's just like, correction, that cat is just a regular cat, and like most cats, is not interested.
Fine.
Its eyes narrow, and it says flattery will get you everywhere.
Okay, you.
Fine.
Good. That'll keep buttering up. Maybe I'll get a cat. Maybe I'll get an extra life from you or some shit. I don't know. Fucking cat weirdness.
In that case, fuck it. Jules probably buzzed at this point from what likely is all the mead that's been passed around. Just kind of cuddles Russell Field too.
No, none of that.
Yes, all of this. Yes, all of this.
I
What's
know.
happening?
She can't cuddle the cat. She's cuddling the Russell.
Oh, alright.
No.
Russell's like, okay.
Yes, yes.
It is 2 days later.
And honestly, I like seeing Sarah be able to stop that with her size.
You're tiny.
Honestly, Jules was honestly just swat her away. Just like, fuck off.
Ice. Or zaps.
Fuck you.
Zip
Fuck
zap.
you. Fuck you.
Zip, zap, zap, zap.
Enough.
It is 2 days later when the train comes.
Train's here, choo choo.
Yeah, well, yes, the train comes at erratic times.
Sarah's like while they're waiting, Sarah's just sort of kicking her feet. She's like, I wonder what's going on. She's like, well, I wonder what's going on up above.
At the what? At the pub? Up above.
No,
yeah, you don't
up
know.
up above.
You're also not sure how time passes exactly down here. You think it's 1 to 1, but you're not certain. During that time, because no one knows when the train will come. The train just comes, randomly, periodically. You get a chance to look around a little bit. First off, on the I have the town up in black and white mode. Oh no, it's your phone.
Oh,
I think I'm sharing it. Can you guys see that?
there
Yeah.
it is.
Yep.
Meeting is full. I don't know what's going on. I think
No, it's because I have a ghost. I have a ghost of somebody in the stupid meeting, and I don't know.
it might be mine.
Yeah, it's Zach. I don't see him in the participant list.
Try joining again.
All right. It is not letting me join.
Uh-oh.
Give me a second.
As I would say, might just be your connection having issues or Marco's having issues.
I'll refresh.
It's joined me. I'm stopping it and restarting it.
Okay. Yeah. Technical issues.
Well,
Also cognitive issues on my behalf.
There we go.
Waiting for Marco to respond.
yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Bang, 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 Marco. Bang, 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 Marco.
Marco.
Knock, 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 knock.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. Knock, knock. Just Marco.
Yep.
Marco.
Just go full Big Bang Theory on them.
Exactly.
No,
Nobody
okay.
gets that reference, and whatever. Fuck them.
So we gotta do it 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really do the knocking noise well because my desk is away from my mic, and my mic's noise canceling.
Let's see. Marco.
There we go.
Okay. Well, whatever's going on with my texture files.
You're good. We can see it.
Yeah.
We can see it now. Huzzah! Oh, I did.
So,
not mean to do this.
Yeah. Well, you can go up to the top of this tower. They have a telescope there that looks out across this vast plain, and you can see the train tracks spiraling like tentacles of a kraken. I mean, they these rail systems, these weird rails that are close to the ground but look less like train tracks and more like some kind of curved metallic monorail system. And off in the east there is this far distance across the plain. Mare Imbrium, Marie Imbrium is a gigantic crater on the moon. You can look it up on Wikipedia, and it's not flat, but it's effectively flat from this distance. And you can see the upward sloping walls of the moon rock forever, constantly, completely illuminated in gray light. Somewhere out there's a huge conflagration of light and spotlight and what looks like neon. And at that distance, you would think you're looking at something the size of Manhattan. But you can see your destination somewhat closer, but still vastly distant across the desert-like plain, extreme desolation, and you can see the tower of the Black Rose. And they ring a bell when the train is coming. Somebody who's on the lookout, rattle and it clangs and then the word goes out. And you guys exit the town, and my blender is not behaving, so take it for what it's worth. But and by the way, the let me see if I have that handy. the factory lies in complete ruins. Like walls have also collapsed in, not quite the fractal destruction down to almost the foundations of the house, but the most of the smokestacks have fallen, and the houses have caved in. The large buildings and long structures, and this thing was a huge area. I mean, it was in its way perhaps even bigger than the town. This long stretching expanse of factory.
Sarah's like, somehow I don't think what we did was a good thing. I've got a bad
We
feeling.
collapsed the government.
Yeah. Down
Wow.
here.
Well, I mean, Sarah, again, whose fault is that?
Not mine. You're the guys
threw us
who
in
decide. You're the ones who decided that'd be a good idea to engage this. I told you not to.
Well,
There
we're
we
not
go.
gonna wait 3 days while they're screaming, "Oh, help us, please!"
Sometimes that's what you
It
gotta do.
kinda
It
drains our
sucks.
conscience.
Yeah, sometimes it sucks. Life down here sucks. Dick.
By the way, the
Dick, I say.
No, Nightmare Warhawk.
Dick.
I think I saw that movie.
You think you might have? Marigold. Yes, they made monsters. That's what they built here.
Oh.
Things
Well,
like
then.
what you bought.
Then we
Churning them out. Assembly line after assembly line. And the train, when it comes, which is over here, rolls in, and you can tell it looks kind of high tech. It looks kind of like a cross between a Disney World monorail, and some kind of steampunk monstrosity. You can see that it has a white outer shell and kind of bluish windows and a subway look inside. More than a train itself, but the cabin is completely filled by what looks like an engine inside the train cabin. You can see tubes and pistons and things sticking up, but the doors slide open. Some of them do, some of them just spark, and the lights in the train station flicker and flash and come on.
Right.
Marigold, and even Grammelkin does come over sniffing around your feet, Jules.
Can I heal up my damage?
Yeah, you've healed. Yes, you have.
Is everything
Stays
alright
here.
there, quick kitty?
Then he says, "You were good for the town, and you were good for my mistress. And you were a good sport."
Well, I mean, I suppose.
I will miss that.
Well, I mean, I don't know about a return trip, but
Tell me, Grimalkin, are you tied to this town, or are you a free spirit?
I am tied to my mistress.
Is she tied to the town?
She is not going to travel to the Temple of Rose.
I didn't think she would travel there.
Is the lady around, by the way?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Russell will walk over and say thank you for the scarf, and thank
She
you
says,
for-
"I see you've made something of it."
Yep, as he puts the sword on his shoulder.
There's danger over there. I know where you're going. You already know that.
I mean, we figured that much.
But also perhaps opportunity. She looks up at the giant moon dominating the sky, and she says, "The signs have been strange, but I wouldn't say bad. The train will take you where you need to go. It may make a couple of other stops,
So we shouldn't get
But-
off.
you should probably go where you're planning on going. tends to take you where you need to be. It's an odd thing, but you're fortunate it came so soon.
Right.
You can see other forms on some of the cars on the train.
Hmm.
And people watch. I guess you guys get on.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you climb the platform up, and do you want to choose one of the cars you think is empty? The windows are kind of occluded. You can see light coming out and sometimes movement or shadow, but you know, do you pick one that you think is empty or one that has more people?
I think we'll choose one that looks like it has a reasonable number of people, but is
None of them are crowded.
yeah.
I was gonna say maybe empty would be best. That way we could talk in private if we need to during this trip.
Okay, well, why don't we get on and we can walk from car to car? I'm kind of interested to see what sort of people ride the train.
Okay, so load into the front and make our way to the back till we find the most empty car and then just stay there.
If it turns out it's full of zombies, my idea was a bad one.
Let's not blow up the train, shall we?
I mean, that wasn't the plan, but if we have to...
No, we're trying to get somewhere. Let's just clear them out if they are dead.
No, just jump on. Just the train takes us where we need to go. It's probably taking other people where they need to go. It's a train for travelers. It's not a train for well, I wouldn't say miscreants, but it's not a train for those who don't have places for those who aren't going somewhere. And the undead certainly wouldn't be going somewhere.
Hey, how do you know? Zombies got places to go.
No, they don't. They're dead. They are specifically they are specifically the epitome of lifelessness. They are specifically the epitome of not having goals. They are oriented by someone else. For them to travel would mean that they are under someone else's command, at which point I don't think that we've encountered anyone yet that would have an army of the undead that has it out for us. So I think as long as we stay calm and we just go with the flow, we'll be fine.
Sarah, the keyword there is yet.
Yeah. That's long enough for us to get there. Just
Maybe
calm
not.
it down. Don't keep your head down and roll with what's going on.
I can't keep my head down with these horns. I get noticed, and I bump people in the groin, which half the time is amusing, half the time isn't what I'm looking for.
Russell's just gonna get on the train.
Yeah, Sarah's fluttering on there too.
Jules follows it. Wait up, you two.
Not gonna be that bad. Come on.
We're not saying it's not gonna be that bad. It's just Sarah's
You
making a
guys-
big deal out of it.
You guys come onto the onto the train, and it does look like, you know, kind of remind you of a New York subway if you can think about what that looks like. Plastic curved benches along the side rather than rows of train seats.
I've not been to New York one. I've been to Washington D.C. one. They're actually kind of nice.
Yeah, well, this one isn't. It does have a slightly aged, dirty, industrial look to it, but it's functional and cool inside, and the doors slide shut with a grinding. You can see down at one of the far ends, there's something that looks like two slightly differently colored seahorses, man-size, sitting or maybe hovering slightly above the seats with a few bags around them. And they have small spikes, needles coming from their plates on their bodies. One of them has long eyelashes and a slightly pinker hue. One of them is darker purple.
I think I'm going to avoid that.
Look at you. They do look a little concerned when you guys come on. Perhaps, you know, although people seem to treat you as normal, even though you guys look anything but normal.
Yep.
You think they recognize all the bioweapons.
I bet they would, considering I'm carrying one.
Yeah. and the train pauses for a moment and then takes off.
Do we have tickets?
You don't. There's no ticket machine.
Okay,
I
well,
think this is a free ride.
the conductor comes along and wants tickets. We're going to have to give them somebody's soul. I put my finger up on my nose and sit there waiting.
Sarah puts her finger on her nose.
Russell accepts his fate.
You're a good man, Russell.
The darker purple seahorse says there aren't tickets. You just ride.
That's what
Maybe
I
there were
figured.
tickets a long time ago, but there aren't now.
But that's a bit of a relief.
So how long have you guys been riding then? You seem to be on your way to a big place, considering all your luggage.
Well, we're going to Ashburn, the city below the Great Temple.
Oh, below the Great Temple. You mean at the foot of the mountain?
Yes. Yeah, so that's where the train will let us off. And then you have to climb the long stair up to up to the temple if you go to the temple, but we are just going to see one of the functionaries. And the girl, if they think her voice is higher, sort of giggles, and they sort of rub together, you know, laughing at some private joke or affectionately rubbing each other or something.
I think they're Are you guys newlyweds or something?
No, we're going to get married, he says. And she says,
Is the only minister at the foot of the mountain?
well, it depends on what combination. I'm chlorine 35 and he is chlorine 37. We're going to form nerve gas.
Oh, wait.
Oh, lovely.
What?
He says chlorine elementals. It's a
Yeah,
something of a bad
you know what? You know what? Sarah would. Let me check. No, surprisingly, no. She doesn't have anything in chemistry. She doesn't. She might understand just from an integral, but would that be a memory roll?
Yeah.
I could roll like the general college, like general school.
Oh hell yeah! She really knows what that is.
Natural chlorine is formed.
That's an 8. That's mated by 8.
Natural chlorine is a mixture of two stable isotopes, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. Apparently,
Yeah.
these are intelligent elementals.
Yeah, she's like.
Your elements?
So she sort of whispers to the rest of the group. She's like, "These are literally sentient. These are literally sentient molecules. Sentient molecules of chlorine."
Should we be? No, never mind. They're going together, so they haven't bonded yet.
Ow! Screaming kiddo.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I walked away for a bit because there was a dessert call and I had to answer.
You got the train arcs across the desert floor, and outside, you think you're moving insanely fast, hundreds of miles an hour. That's from the blur of things going by, even though in the far distance on the seabed, the walls don't seem to move. It stops again twice. One of them at an outpost where you can't see. There's just a wooden structure out in the middle of this desert floor, and it stops, and the doors open and the doors close, and as far as you can tell, nobody got on.
Oh, that's weird.
It stops again. Well, the guy, chlorine 35, says it was it is sort of random. It's not what it used to be.
What is
The Well, they say back in the day it had conductors and and mechanics and engineers. I guess it's run out of Moon City. But they've let it fall into disrepair, and now it just sort of it stops again, and you can see this town outside, and this is another tiny little town out in this vast abyssal plain. The term abyssal plain applies to oceans. It's the flat area at the deepest part, save for trenches along the ocean floor, where presumably thanks to the pressure and lack of light and heat, there's almost nothing structural that could survive, and only strange forms of life on the ocean floor. This is an abyssal plain, but with nothing, no pressure, just vast expanses. But you can see this little town all shuttered up. All the windows have shutters. There's a spire with a question mark at the top of it. But something gets on. You can see a huge humanoid shape, maybe 7 feet tall, and it enters near one of the front of the cars. But a little while later, the door opens between the vehicles, and you can see what you think of. You immediately think of the Borg or a cyborg. A grotesquely muscled human. You can see all of the veins popping out of the arms, like he just did a massive workout. And bulging biceps, and then carve away pieces of him, just chopping them away, sealing them off with metal. So it looks like he's got pieces just taken out of him. In between the metal, put wires and tubes. Where one eye would be, part of his head is carved a quarter of it away. But the only other piece of mechanic that's not wire or a tube is a single red mechanical eye, blazing brightly.
The fuck is this, a Terminator?
Well, it's not even. There's not. You don't see the pneumatics and pistons and things like that.
Well, the Terminator wasn't exactly pneumatics, but
well, whatever. You don't think there's a robot under the flesh. And the eye that's burning there, although it is mechanical and similar to the Terminator's eye, in effect, think of it more like a golf ball sized marble connected by tubes and wires, and just blazing brightly across its back. It has some kind of extremely long gun.
That's not the good. But the thing about that is yours is on your back, but mine's in my arm.
It goes stalking past you.
Okay, thank God.
Huh.
He draw that gun. I'm drawing mine first.
Jules.
Sarah's like I said, keep your head down. Don't engage it unless it comes to you first. And even if it does, try to just make it move along. Make it move along. Just don't stand out, and we'll be fine. We just gotta get through. We're gonna have enough shit to deal with when we get to our destination. Let's just try to make this as uneventful as possible.
Is there a real car?
I can make it move along, but it'd probably be moving along off the car.
No,
through the door.
Jules, no.
Okay.
Stop.
Everyone, let's just take a seat. Okay? There's seats around here. No. Let's just take a seat. And
Yeah.
Relax.
Fine.
Well,
Okay.
you guys have been traveling, for some time.
Is there a dining car?
A dining car? No, there's no dining car. Although there may be in the back some facilities. Well, there's sort of a machine that has sandwiches and water.
Huh.
If you need such things. I know some do. Says chlorine 35.
So what brings you together, chlorine 35 and 37?
Covalent bonding.
God damn it.
Yeah, his eyes.
God damn it.
Right, she says yes. Yes, well, we're trying.
Technically, wouldn't it be ionic?
Everybody thinks isotopes naturally attract, but these days it's hard.
It's hard.
Yes, they've started all this moderated dating where you go through the matchmaker and you just meet for 17 seconds in a coffee shop somewhere, and then they're moving on, swiping you out of their life. But we knew that we were meant for each other. She snuggles him with the pinkish needles of her plates, slightly piercing his skin in a strange display of affection.
Well then. Well,
You can see the temple coming, looming. So there is this massive wall of mountain range, and you can see the shapes of the people way up it. I showed you a picture of what it looked like.
Where would we find this?
And well, I'll have to see if I can do it again. Find it again. Then I will put it into the chat. That was the picture that you saw. Yeah.
Right. Oh,
Wait.
that's
Small?
fun. At least we're getting closer. Screaming into reality. Ugh.
I wonder
And
if
I
Howard.
think that will. So if you
not
look
sure
at
if
that, there's
I can
your town.
barely
that's
make
the
out
town
what's
you came
going on
from.
there. But if
Yeah,
I zoom
I know.
in,
Well,
then
you can see the
see
lights of the factory town in front, and
Yeah.
then this vast long plain, and then the you can see these towers with the amber lights in the upper right. Yeah, it's hard to make out.
Oh, jeez.
Well, luckily I can zoom in because of apparently an extremely high res photo.
It's a pretty high res photo. The apparently the tower of let's see if I have. I wonder if I've actually got it. I don't know if this is going to work too well, but the tower of the rose is this massive temple complex that goes up and up. There's like these two supplicants on these great like sandstone rocks, you know, reaching up in desperate longing or you know, begging for something, naked, and their arms are stretched, and then the behind it are many stories of temple. You can barely, like I said, you could barely see it going up and up, but and it just seems to get bigger and bigger the more it goes into the rock. And and then stretching out in front of it is this huge bridge
Can you guys see my screen right now? I'm opening up a file on the.
I can't. It says meeting is full. I had to reload.
Yeah.
That's because you're already in here. It's kind of you was already in here, so he's gonna have to get kicked in order for you to join.
Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do that. Try now.
I can see your screen. I just see the town and the factory again, though.
Oh, okay.
Or, well, still would be the answer.
Yeah, right. I see the same picture we saw before.
Okay, that's because it's still loading. This isn't really an interactive picture anyway. It's one that I was working on. But let me share as it comes up very slowly. You should see like a mostly white screen. And I am sharing that. Let me know if you see that.
I just see white, yes.
Yeah, can you make out anything?
It's all white.
I can see white.
Okay. Well, you're not gonna see much because it's right now trying to load shaders and stuff. There's a town below, which is where you pull to the station, and you can see. It looks like it looks like a larger town than the one you left. It's sprawled out around this tower of rock that goes up, I don't know, 50 stories, and it and winding around it and across it in a zigzag is this staircase with no rail. And it's a pretty big staircase. Well, that didn't work. But you can see this thing stretching up, looming over the town, and then at the top of this mesa, which is tall and narrow and comes out of roughly the center of the town, there is this long walkway that leads across. That goes across towards the gigantic wall of the mountain proper, and that's where you see the. Oh, okay, hold on.
The cat.
We'll see.
Well, I'm stuck now.
It's still waiting for it to load.
Yeah, no, that didn't work. Yeah, hold on.
Come here, you little fucker. Come on. Sorry, I'm currently fighting my dessert.
Yeah.
I hear it. The fork against the plate. You're struggling a lot over there. So.
Technically, a bowl with this cobbler isn't working with me. Wow, it's damn good, and I'm just trying to get it into my mouth.
Why are they doing fireworks now? I don't understand.
Why are they doing fireworks? It's not even that time of year yet, fuckers. You're months early.
Maybe
Is that-
there's
Well, we won't go into that right now. So it's A, not to date this podcast too badly, and B, not to get into anything too spicy.
Yeah, I think that's probably. I wonder what. Give me a second, guys. I want to see something.
Well, technically, we wouldn't be dating it too early because it's like almost June 1st. I wouldn't expect fireworks until like July 4th. So what the fuck?
Well, here in Pittsburgh, they don't care. There was fireworks in fucking April. Well, in February. So.
Explains why Evan's dogs have issues every other week.
Mass protests in Pennsylvania.
Oh, you guys do?
Philly's worse than Pittsburgh at the moment, but you know.
Jeez.
But you know, this doesn't seem like the prime time for celebrating, considering 2 cop cars were burned and several officers were maimed.
I said no spicy. Let's move.
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. We'll see if this works better. Right.
Okay.
Technical difficulties should not lead us into
current events.
places where we should not go. Okay. So it
Well,
was
if they don't learn about through here, they'll learn in history class eventually.
Yep, and that's why. But we're not a history book.
Not yet. Not yet.
That's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast.
You know what? You need to be a little bit dated, okay?
Come back when we start our historical World War II campaign.
Yes.
That'd be interesting to do. I'll be honest. I'd actually be behind that shit.
You will all play Russian snipers in Stalingrad.
Oh God.
During the winter.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
God.
No, Steven, they're pushing it too far. They're pushing it too far.
While your commanders sit there saying we have calculated it, we have more men than they have bullets. Go rush them, like for the fatherland, or for the motherland. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Go. Oh God. Anyway, onward.
So anyway, yeah. So as that loads, there is when you go up the tower, there is this place before it. There's like temples before it and stuff. And then you go across the Great Bridge to what they call the Gates of the Law. This might be a slightly better picture of it than the washed out one. It gives you some sense of scale with that little person walking in the middle there.
The red thing is a little person?
Yes, the red thing is a little person.
So there's like a series of towers back there in the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's towers before, and then there's towers behind it. So, So anyway, yeah, it pulls in, and immediately the first thing that you see, immediately, is that there are amongst this town, which has large buildings and small ones and towers, and it looks much more sophisticated than the one you just left. There are some of these blue flags flying, and you recognize the flags as the Army of No.
Oh great.
Great.
And now that you're here, when you look up into the sky, you still see the moon, although it's much brighter, like bright as daylight. The town was always in night. This is like day, even though overhead is the stretch of the sky is the arc of this big, enormous looming lunar surface. But you see, this architecture, these blue beams making a geodesic dome over it, and these things must be impossibly high up. I mean, It's like someone's building a dome over the sky. You didn't see it elsewhere, but you do see it here when the train stops and you get out. And waiting on the platform, the two chlorine elementals have picked up their bags, and how exactly they do that is interesting. You can sort of see arms sometimes, but not always. And as they're holding the bags and wheeling them out, bobbing slightly above the floor with their curved tails. And the big guy, the Terminator, exits up a car up front, just walks straight out, doesn't bother with the stairs on the platform, just, walks right off the edge, dropping to the ground with an audible thump.
I guess our stuff.
What's that?
Sorry. Just mumbling to myself, don't mind me. Continue.
And leaning against one of the beams, this is like a wooden train station, like an Old West train station. Leaning against one of the beams, dressed in black, a black dress, a black skirt, black blouse, and a hood over her head. You see Sarah Sparrow.
There she is. God.
Is she also tiny?
No, she is like the human version.
It's like, Sarah's like, how fucking dare you?
Russell will walk towards Sarah. The shadow Sarah, anyway.
Yeah, and she holds up a hand as you come closer, and she says, "I'm not who you think I am."
Then who are you?
Well, I'm 1/117th of what you think I am.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Sarah's just like
scattered or something?
Heck.
I have to say, you're sounding about as coherent as Sarah usually does. If
So I say you fit the bill.
if you're trying to convince us you're someone else, you're not doing a great job.
Yeah, no, in fact, if anything, you're a mirror fucking image.
Let me guess. You're in pieces now, at this point, right?
Yes, almost close. I'm actually a sort of duplicate shadow.
Excuse me?
Yes, well, the actual Sarah Sparrow, if you, she nods towards you, Sarah Prime, is
I'm happy to be called Sarah Prime.
Is still ensconced within the domain of the Black Rose and is unable to leave given the occupation. She gestures over, and you can see this armored vehicle. It's moving slowly, grinding between streets, and it looks like a tank. Tank treads, but on top of it is this like a brutalist architecture building, not super tall, but with blocks sticking out and these narrow black windows. It's all done in shades of blue. This incredibly ungainly thing that looks like it would fall over, and it's belching smoke and making this loud grinding noise, and it plows through one of the streets, and you can see one of these blue things looking out of the hatch with a commander's helmet on.
No.
And she says, "Don't just start shooting them."
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it. Now, what's going on? Who's occupying, and why are we why have we gone to pieces over such a thing?
Well, so let's start with the first one last. What's going on? Who's occupying is the Army of No.
Well, okay, yeah.
Why have they gone to pieces? A better question. Well, as you may know, she's looking at you, Sarah, and she says, the occupying forces have gathered because of some research that us are doing.
Okay. And what would that be, considering that I've been kind of, disconnected, we'll say?
Yes. Are you familiar with Lamed?
Tell me about Lamed.
We met Lemire.
No. Here, walk with me. You're going up to the tower, right?
Yeah, to find...
Join or perhaps to confront. Right.
Let's put it this way. I need all of you back. Now. I need all of you back a week ago.
Yes. Well, you may have some convincing to do. So she's walking you through the town, and you can see mostly it looks like humans, but you see like a guy with like a donut for a head on its side.
Oh no,
So
a
it
cop.
just comes up. It's not frosted or anything.
That's an unfrosted. That's disgusting. How could you make such a fucking travesty?
She says, "Don't stare." The town's on edge. There are numerous different factions here.
Sarah's like, I need to stare at him like he needs a hole in the head.
She says, "It's a knot."
It's a knot in the head? That seems more like a hole. See, I mean, is there a guy who's got his knot? His munchkin?
No, a knot, like a British zero.
Oh.
She nods to you, yes, like a British zero. Yes.
Well, we're not British. Why would you call it by a British name?
It's what they call themselves now.
Well, they're a bunch of losers. Fucking Europeans.
She knocks on the door, and there's these narrow streets with all these doors, and you guys come in, and she says, "Okay, these are my friends. There's a woman there, yeah, kind of youngish, and she seems nervous, and says, how come, and doesn't seem to like this person bringing in bringing you guys in, but she just kind of nods, and they have tables in there. It's not really a bar, but the young woman closes the shutters, and you guys all can sit. And Sarah Tertiary says, well, it's like this. Wonderland is infectious.
Okay.
It can be passed from person to person by certain events, certain thoughts, certain experiences. Imagine if you take the amount of exposure needed to infect someone and reduce it to almost zero. You could be exposing people to Wonderland over a phone call, over a test pattern, over a radio signal.
This is all very fascinating, and but
so
what's the end game?
None of that. Well, it doesn't work like that, or at least it hasn't. The ability to induct people into Wonderland is limited, and it's frankly quite difficult. The Rose and Sarah Aleph, your shadow, have some ideas on that. If you could create a Lamed strain of Wonderland infection, you could end this war between the entities down below, the army of No and similar abominations, and mankind. All you have to do is infect everybody, and you'll bring reality into Wonderland.
So we bring everybody down, and then what? They all get eaten by monsters? Or is there some other end goal here?
It's a bit complicated. I think Sarah Aleph might do a better job of explaining it to you than I will, despite the fact that I look like her. I'm not her. Not in some meaningful ways.
I'm still fucking confused here.
Anyway, she looks at you and she said, Jules, let me make this simple. Your Sarah is a pretty big schemer. Sarah Prime.
I mean, I figured that.
Sarah Aleph, her shadow,
Mm-hmm.
formerly her shadow, has a plan to end the world.
Oh, fucking god, really? Do I gotta kill Shadow?
Well, it might not be a bad idea. She certainly wants to make her case.
I look over at Sarah.
Sarah's just like, don't kill my shadow. Don't
Yeah,
kill my fucking shadow. I need that.
I'm studying Sarah to see if she thinks that ending the world like this is a good idea too.
Sarah's like very confused because this, like, at least with the information currently presented, it's like, well, that is interesting, and having hostility as end is an end goal, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like a proper motivation for her shadow to go to all these lengths. Like, she doesn't care about peace. She cares about knowledge. So what do we get out of this? There's not, like, that doesn't sound normal. That doesn't sound right. There's something else here. She's like, there's something else going on here, and I need to know what.
The rose itself is deeply, deeply knowledgeable. Anyway, like I said,
Knowledge? What the fuck?
She's like,
she holds up her hand and she says, Sarah Alpha is waiting for you up there. She can't exactly come out with an occupying army running around looking to annihilate her. So she created a bunch of splinters like me to drive them crazy.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that
can
seems
you
like
really blame them for wanting to destroy her, considering she wants to destroy the world?
Sarah's like, yeah, that sounds like something I would do.
Sarah, I swear, I'll forget murdering your shadow.
She's like, I need that shadow. Please do not
Anyway,
damage it.
the problem right now is that, well, nothing can stop you from just going up. The army won't fire on you. They don't even know they're looking for you specifically. Although they are looking for things like you, they know you're a threat. But you can just go up. The Clear Widow and her compatriots are another story.
Well, what is with all this Clear Widow nonsense? Like, what the fuck is that all about?
Sarah's like, oh, did I not tell you about the Clear Widow?
You did not.
No, you didn't.
Oh, that's probably, there's probably a reason for that, but I guess I'll tell you now. Yeah, did I tell you about going down into Wonderland and mages dropping me down there and then exploding? Did I tell you about that part?
Brief update, but maybe a little more detail would be in order.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I've told you how I'm learning to become a mage, learning magic from the mages at my university.
You didn't come to our murder with us. We were very disappointed. Go on.
Yeah, so they had a little shindig because I don't have a shadow, and that means that they can't do anything to me for the most part. And they didn't like that, so they had a little shindig, invited me to it, said I was very important, very interesting, and wanted to do some sort of weird ritual. They sort of put me under with a weird chant. When I came back up, a bunch had exploded. there was blood, and by explode I mean literally. There was blood and guts and horrifying things everywhere. It was not fun to look at. But while I was down there, I met two entities. Both of them, I'm pretty sure, are the top brass, are some of the top brass down here. One was the librarian. She was pretty nice. I like her. She wants to turn me into a book. I don't want that, but that's okay. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Turn me to a book.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Good book?
Sarah
worry about
Tertiary
it.
says is what they do.
And then the other one is the Pale Widow, and as best as I could to sort of, avoid that whole mess, because she is literally just like, take every soap op toxic relationship you've ever encountered, where they just take and take and take and take from you, and turn that into a god, and you'll have the Pale Widow. She kind of wants to kill me.
I really don't like where your situation is right now, Sarah.
Look,
I really don't like it.
there
It irritates
is
me.
no winning when it comes to the Pale Widow, and I was better off just sort of not getting involved in that hot mess as best I could, than get involved and have a slow winnowing death. Anyway, so that was that fun little jaunt. That was horrible, and thankfully I have an ally in the librarian, but she's not here right now. So we'll have to deal with that we'll have to deal with this on our own, and just stay out of the Pale Widow's way. Just don't deal with that. Just don't, if you see her, don't talk to her. Just turn around and act like you didn't see her and keep walking. And if she follows you, walk faster. And then run. Simple as that.
Sarah, I'm not the running type. I'm the shooting
Run.
type.
No.
No,
Don't. No. No. You
Sarah,
think that you can fight
how long
this?
Have you known me? How
Don't.
long have you known me?
Don't try to fight this. Don't. Do you think you can kill a
Sarah, I'm
god?
going to
I don't
take
think
that-
so.
I'm going to take that.
Do you think you can
fucking
kill a god?
Sarah Tertiary says, stop! Jules, you can't shoot the Pale Widow. Well, you can, and you might get away with it temporarily, but you can't kill her that way. It just doesn't
I
work.
can't fucking kill her. My guns kill pretty much everything else I've shot it at.
Can you kill a god?
She's an idea.
she's an idea.
Well, or a set of ideas.
A concept.
So what you're telling me is that she just is.
She's a trope.
Yes. Yes, like a trope. Yes.
So,
Well, who came up with it originally? I'll just kill that bastard.
no.
That's not how it works.
Come on.
Well, who came up with originally complicated? She says, but it's essentially mankind, which is what ties up, or well, it's not mankind. It's
Puts
What
it
was
behind the entire collective unconscious of humanity. So no.
So
Anyway.
unless you want to kill the entirety of humanity, and be my guest, that's quite a
But
feat.
my point is, you can't escape the Pale Widow.
Just don't try to kill her. Just try best not to engage her at all. That's the only defense we have. So
Sarah
just-
Tertiary nods. She says, "Look, this is the Rose's home turf.
as long as
she
we're
looks
on
at
good
you.
terms with the Rose, we're mostly protected. So
So
please don't piss
that's
off.
the problem.
Please don't
Let
piss
me-
off the Rose.
Let me finish.
Uh-huh.
You go up that staircase, and you'll go through the anti-temple. The temple before the temple, which is also the anti-temple, unfortunately. And what that means is that they've set up a barricade for you that the Rose, by a sort of sense of the rules, can't prevent. So they're going to try to talk you out of it, and then maybe kill you.
Fun.
Now, the Pale Widow can't kill you herself. There's rules, thankfully, similar to what we did in the library. She nods to you, Sarah,
Right.
and she says, "But you will have to overcome some trials and tribulations."
Oh joy.
What the fuck is this? An action
All
movie
right,
plot
I
or
think,
something?
guys, I think I have a plan on how to get past the barricade.
Does it involve a heist?
No, it involves me in one of your pockets.
Excuse me?
Okay.
What are you
They
fucking
don't
King
care
of all
about
the
you
Boys?
guys. They don't. She doesn't really care about you guys, as that's as far as I can gather, because she's really got a hate boner for me right now.
How do you know she's not gonna be able to send you one of our pockets?
What the fuck did you say to her? How did you make her so fucking angry?
I said no to having one of her servants become my shadow.
Oh. That's a fair thing to say no to.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, like what? You think I'm going to be suicidally stupid? No.
I mean, yes. Some
No.
roads, yeah.
No.
Listen, you're just going to have to be smart and clever. And,
In that case, I might have to stay behind.
well, and if there needs to be shooting, then you'll have to shoot first and fast.
That I can do.
Looks like I'll just have to cleave through them all. That's all.
They can't throw the book at you,
Anyway.
but they can put some they can put some pretty hefty roadblocks in front of you.
Look,
So
as
Well,
far
I'm
as I
pretty
know,
sure
they
that I've driven
don't.
through quite a few roadblocks in my days. I can handle them.
What I'm hoping is they don't actually care about you guys. If we can just slip by unnoticed, if I hide out away from prying eyes, which is a lot easier because I'm tiny. As seen, I am very small. We can just hide. If we can just hide me, slip by unnoticed, not just keep heads down, not act suspicious, don't engage, we might have a chance of just skipping this whole nonsense.
Might.
Well, let's give it a shot then.
Might
I'd
is the
rather
best
not
we've
fight
got
an
right
army.
now.
Let's not fight an army, Jules. It might be our best shot, to be fair.
Fine. Whatever. Fuck it.
Thank you. Now, as for pockets, how do you suggest we hide you, Sarah?
How big is Sarah again?
about the size of a baby, I guess.
Oh, right. So maybe more likely in one of your jackets or something.
Backpack.
Backpack. Yeah, just show me a backpack.
Who has a... Russell looks over it vastly. I think you have the backpack, right?
I might have a backpack, but I have a big mane also. So, and
Yeah,
I have rainments.
Well, yeah. If we put me in the backpack and then put your mane over the backpack.
Yes, exactly. It's like long hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we'll just be doubly invisible.
Perfect.
Well, get in.
She just flutters and drops in.
Zip it up. Put your name. Put your man across it. We're getting out. We're gonna get moving. Straight.
So
to
we
the-
are pilgrims coming to see the rose and not of any concern to anybody.
Yes, we're here to see the rose. We're here to give our thanks to it, I guess, and then okay. So
Hit him, her, who the fuck cares?
let's
You
just
guys go through the city. She leads you with her hood up. You see another Sarah on a balcony, and they make kind of a hand gesture to each other. And the other Sarah Sparrow goes inside.
I say to my
It's-
backpack, if your fragmented shadow is setting us up again, so help me.
Sarah's like, it's simultaneously somewhat flattering seeing my face everywhere and also somewhat unnerving.
Yeah, you do see
It's
these
mostly unnerving.
insanely armed vehicles and some of these misshapen blue things, and the blue things are all sort of cross-dressing with high-heeled boots and some of them with lingerie on, and anyway, gun holsters, and they are sneering at the masses who move by and looking at them. But you guys make your way to the base of the stair, and there are two monks there. You think they're hooded figures. They're wearing brown robes. Their hands are meshed together in front of them, so the robe just comes together, hiding any skin. And the hoods are are dark and deep, although you think you can see a face under there, a human face. And the first one says, "Halt, pilgrims, supplicants, those who would enter the audience of the rose."
Russ will make sure everyone just stops behind him. He makes sure his hood is up as well to look more like a pilgrim, however they look.
He says, "If you are told that there are two paths and two guards, and one lies and one always tells the truth, what would you do?"
Oh, it's a riddle. Hooray.
I would
Wait,
ask
what's the riddle?
one what the other one would say, and then I would try and kill both of them.
We would
You
just
are correct. Being told that one lies and one tells the truth is clearly bullshit. Are you ready for the revelations that could sear your mind? Many
Yes.
people think. He nods. And he says, "Well then, up ye go."
Russell nods to them and moves along.
The other one, as you go up, says to the first one, "You didn't even care if I was going to talk about this statement being a lie." And the first one shrugs and says, "Everyone's postmodern." You guys wind up the staircase. Turns out the gravity is actually kind of light here. I mean, this kind of climb would be agony. And in fact, there are some people sitting and resting on the stairs. But when you guys climb and climb and climb, and the moon shifts towards moon dusk, moonset, whatever it is. And you reach the top. You come up over the crest, and there is one of these monks standing there. And you can see these big towers behind him, of these circular towers of the anti-temple. And back there, you see a Sarah Sparrow sitting in one of the like plazas or courtyards. They have several rows of these brown robe monks kneeling before a single block of stone, and she's sitting by it, like writing in a sketchbook or something.
Well,
and
then.
she looks up and waves. "Hi." She doesn't say, I mean, you can't hear her, but. And the monk says, "You stand before the antechamber, which leads to the walkway, which deposits you before the gates of the law. Does anyone know the story of the law?"
Tell us the story of the law.
And he says, "It is a long story, where a man seeks to know the law, the greatness of it, and waits by a door, knowing that behind that door is a worse guard and a worse guard and a worse guard. And he waits to see if he will be allowed in, because it is his only life's ambition to know the law. But no one comes to save him and let him into the door so he can and past the more and more fearsome guardians. And when he is dying, the guard in front of the door, who he has been talking with, tells him that this door for the law was made only for him, and as he expires, the guard is relieved of his duty." Do you wish to know the law? To know the truths that only the Black Rose does?
Sure.
Then you will face greater and greater challenges that may destroy you. Please proceed. The tertiary Sarah pops up and comes jogging over. He says, "Did he give you that law spiel?"
Well, I understood it correctly, then the door is made for explicitly one of us, and maybe another one of us could go through it.
Yeah, it's mostly bullshit. She says, "Come on." The antechamber isn't the problem, it's the anti-chamber where they're waiting. She takes you through an archway, and she says, "That bag trick is clever." She nods at the backpack, but it's not going to work, not on them.
Ugh. Great.
There's a black basalt door, and she says, "It's okay. Sarah Aleph is waiting for you on the other side. She's pretty sure you guys can get your way through. After all, they can't just squat you. They're gonna have to play fair, and playing fair is like what they're worst at."
Oh dear. Fun.
Yeah. Well, anyway, good luck. Take one for the team, and I hope you can breathe okay in that sack, Sarah.
Murph, 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 murph.
The door is black, like obsidian glass. And it's not just a door. You can see other monks looking at it, and she says, "This one is made explicitly for you. It'll get you to the bridge before the law. But you're gonna have to go through their little obstacle course."
Obstacle course. What do you mean?
And whatever they've been able to throw up in front of as an obstacle towards your progress, it's they've called it an outside help, some other caretaker.
So, just get ready.
Yep.
Prepare for any fights, then?
Prepare yourselves. Prepare
You guys go
yourselves
through
for
the door.
weird shit.
Inside is dark mist and a smooth floor. And when the door closes behind you,
We're in the temple, right?
you're in the antechamber.
Okay, good. We're past the army of no, right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The army of no can't stop you. They're just occupying the town.
Okay, then I'm gonna pop out of the backpack now.
Gong. I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, good. Let me go.
Oh,
switch.
lovely.
Oh, fun. Hey, whoa, who?
Redhead.
We got weird
Go.
dude and then overly sexy mannequin.
Gong.
In red.
Gong.
How big are those compared to us?
Well, let's start walking towards them.
Very. Very big.
Verbig.
This is normal walking speed.
Oh no. Oh no.
Those are big. Those are very, very big.
I hope those aren't people. I
They
hope
look
they're
like
just
statues.
indeed statues.
Does that piping look familiar to you guys?
Reminds me of
Uh-oh.
reminds me of when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Mm,
This must be your tower then.
That's not good.
Tower? You sure?
Up in front, there is a shimmering light.
I guess let's go to the light. Though first, let's make a stop at hello, sir, at the desk. Oh, look, a nice. It's a bonfire to rest at before you continue scrolling through the forum. Here,
Well,
if we stop here, we can not. Oh, wait.
Is that a man with a?
That's a man behind a desk, and a woman sitting in a couch and a TV and.
Yeah, Sarah is.
Oh, it's a bartender. It's a bar.
Oh, hey, Sarah might be getting back into the backpack before we get
Russell will be ready to fight if it does.
there. No, don't.
What does it say on TV?
That might be the Pale Widow. Don't fucking fight it.
Intervention.
Intervention. It's life or death. Oh.
Yeah, Sarah's back. Sarah's getting in the backpack before we get over there.
That's a pale lady.
That's a very pale lady.
Yeah, like I said, backpack.
Let my cat in. Give me 1 second.
Back in the backpack.
Russell will just stare ahead as they approach.
Yes,
Back
it's a
in the
very,
backpack. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
it's a very pale lady dressed all in black. With a veil.
Can we just pass her?
Hey, you could try. You guys gonna?
Well, Sarah's in the backpack, so hopefully, no one
Russell will just.
sees
She
that.
says, "Hello, Sarah. Come and sit down, please."
Sarah, huh?
Sarah?
And she
I
says,
don't
"And
think there's a Sarah here.
there is, and I see the rest of you as well." She sort of sniffs and you know, kind of wipes out her nose with a handkerchief. And she says, "This is an intervention. Have you seen the TV show?"
No.
Mm-mm.
Not really.
She says, please, everybody be seated."
Russell will look a little hesitant.
I will sit on one of the stools, with and ask the guy for an old fashioned.
He begins to pour it. And he says he says, "Of course."
So, what's the meaning behind all this nonsense?
"Julia, please have a seat on the couch."
Whoa. The fuck you just called me?
Don't.
Julie.
Okay, Sarah's getting out of the backpack. She's like, don't.
Nobody calls me by that.
Stop.
You know
You
that.
stop now.
Russell will look her dead
She's
in the
like,
eye.
and
Play along.
Sarah's gonna be like, all right, let's get this. Let's
play along.
Okay.
Okay.
What? I've already look, Pale
There's a
Widow.
book on
As
the-
much
there's a book on the
as
table.
Say dope, done. What does it say?
Done.
Done.
Done
everything
wrong.
you have done wrong.
Everything you have done wrong.
Okay, bitch, you know
a
what?
complete list of all the ways you have literally
You
disappointed
really disappointed
those you love.
Oh,
Jules, Sarah,
bitch,
Russell,
you know
and
what?
Vaseline.
Russell-
You know what? I'm half tempted.
Russell just holds Jewel back.
So,
Jules
Sarah's
down.
going to push Jules down onto the couch and be like, "You behave, unless you want to die.
You back off, butterfly. Swats her away.
Behave.
She swats her away.
Calm
Back
down.
off, butterfly.
Be
Are
polite."
you-
Both of you.
Oh, where are you going, Jules?
Well, they're forcing her to sit on the couch. She's like, no, fuck off. Swats freaking Sarah away. Fuck off.
Oh, okay, all right. The jukebox.
Sarah just looks at the Pale Widow. She's like, pardon the uncouthness of my companions.
And she says, "Oh, they can't be blamed. It's breeding, really."
Huh?
We're poorly
Jules
bred.
just gives a very hard glare to this lady, just like, I'm about to fucking wreck you.
Jules.
She's not saying it, it's obvious in her gaze.
Yeah, well, and she says, "Look, this is a game that I'm being forced to play by that awful flower."
Excuse me, a flower's forcing you to play a game? Girl, you need to reestablish your life.
I do. Don't I, Julia? Don't I?
Considering there's a flower
After
that's telling you what the
all
hell
that
to do.
I've done for people like you.
Excuse me?
Sarah's like, don't do this.
She says,
No.
"This is how you repay me. You're going to go up there and, well, it's going to go poorly for you." She looks over up. And she says, "I've asked a dear friend to help, and unlike you, Sarah, he actually helped me."
I'm very happy that you found someone who is so in tune with your needs. I'm sure you two will be very happy together. I'm very happy for you. Please let me know about when the wedding is. I really have an appointment to get to. I'm sorry.
She says, "You know, your BFF, that little liar,
Which one?
the librarian." She tried to make amends, as people do when they're not sincere. She looks down at the book and kind of scowls at it. And she says she donated a book she thought would help.
Russell looks at the book. It's just like, that
She's
one?
like, oh, I'm very glad that my friend would be so kind as to donate such lovely reading material. I'm sure I'll
Yes,
get many
I liked,
a great night's read out of that.
I liked the theory. And she says, "But I'm afraid it's not nearly enough after what she cost me. Anyway, I'm here to tell you that this isn't a good idea, and I suggest you just leave immediately and go back about your business. That's it. That's all. After that, it's out of my hands, and I can't help you anymore."
Frankly, that's a pretty shitty intervention.
Sarah's just like
Yeah.
just glares at Vasily. Is like, don't, not here,
I'm just saying. I give
Not
it. I can't
here.
even give it a C+.
not here.
Russell will pick up the book and begin to read.
Inside,
And Jules is going to be glancing
So-
over
so-
as well.
there is a bunch of tiny, unreadable text squirming on the page, except for one part that you can read. Dedication,
Dedication.
blue light.
Dedication
19
19.
to Sarah Sparrow.
Sparrow. Dedication light 19 to Sarah.
The TV flickers.
Uh.
Bzzzt. And the widow says, "Oh dear. Well, now you've gotten his attention."
Huh?
And
Ooh.
she says, "I tried. I really did."
Great.
And on it, it shows the screen. The screen flickers, and you hear a voice say, "So our contestants have decided that they're not going to take the good advice of their dear friend, and
Dear friend.
instead they
Contestants.
decided to enter the lethal dangers. Welcome to Chapel Perilous.
Chapel Perilous?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, one, what the fuck, and two, dear friend, I don't even know this bitch. I just.
God damn it. So Sarah's just like points with holds a finger up. She's like,
Really?
I like the concept. Maybe workshop the name.
Yeah, I was about to say, that name sounds a little bit ridiculous.
I didn't ask to be put on a fucking game show.
Sarah's like, you don't
It
get a
sounds more like a
choice.
gospel talking sitcom, let's be honest.
Sarah's just like, you don't get a choice in these matters. You just roll with it.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I happen to have free will.
Nah. Yeah, you have free will, but it's best not to exercise it too strongly down here.
And she says, well, I can't help you now. You're going to die, and I'll be once again abandoned by people who say they're doing the right thing, but in the end, all they're doing is selfishly thinking about themselves, aren't you?
You know what?
You're about 3 seconds away from me shooting you in the face, honey.
Sarah,
You know what, lady?
Sarah's like, Jules, stop
You know what,
acting like a
lady?
thug.
We'll show you. We'll
She's
survive.
getting on my nerves, Sarah.
Jules,
Our
have some
contestants-
decorum. We are in the presence of a lady. We are in the presence of a lady.
Thank
Excuse
you for
madam.
that, Sarah. She looks at you, Russell.
We're gonna show you how wrong you can be. So pardon my rudeness.
I say, does that book really have everything that I did to disappoint my parents?
Probably.
And she says,
It has
I'm
my-
sure.
I couldn't. I'm going to try to see if I can read it.
Okay,
I
I don't believe a
can't
crack
read
of that
it.
shit.
Dedication, blue light.
Okay, I don't believe a crack of that shit, because everything I've ever done to probably disappoint my parents would take up more than just the width of that book.
Well, it's very, very small, right? I mean, maybe it's all in like tiny, tiny font, but yes.
It still would be bigger than that book.
I'm looking at the spine. Is it volume 1?
No.
I'm like, so this is it? I mean, really? This is it? This is all I've done that's disappointing to them? And, I mean, it's not even all me. I'm just 1 to 4 chapters.
Eh, crap.
She frowns at you.
I've got a tear in my eye. I'm like, even at small type, it's finite. I mean, it's nothing.
Well,
It's
maybe your parents lacked imagination.
oh yeah, well, that definitely no, that's without a question. But I say I always thought of myself as a profound failure, but if it fits in a quarter of this,
Sarah's like,
Sarah,
Sarah take,
thank
you know what?
you. You've just changed my life.
You know what? Sarah takes a look at the book real quick. She's gonna pop it open, take a look.
I imagine, but when she says that, she means she's just going to look in the book as freaking
Who is
It's
Vastly
the
opens it.
same. It's the same thing.
who is blue
Yeah,
light?
so Sarah's just like looks at it, reads it for a moment. She's like, it's a very interesting read. You see, I'd asked the librarian for a copy of the one about you, Pale Widow, but I don't think I could fit it through the door.
Damn.
Burn.
Julie's just going to stand there for a moment. She's like, she doesn't know whether to be proud or shocked by what just came out of Sarah's mouth.
And Sarah's just going to move on. She's like, let's get this shit show over with.
She vanishes.
Whoa.
Damn, you burned her into the next layer.
Burned to the next
I'm
dimension.
proud of you, girl. Proud of you.
How is the old fashioned?
Good.
Good.
All right, I will swirl. Does it have one big block of ice like a proper old fashioned?
A circular orb of ice.
Russell's gonna take the book with him.
Yeah, let's go forward. I'm gonna carry my drink with me.
Sarah's leading the way.
I thank I tip the guy $5.
He takes it. Thank you.
Alright, good to
And our
see you.
contestants have decided to move between the titans of masculinity and femininity. Up they go.
Masculinity and femininity.
Russell has his weapon ready and the book in his other hand.
Sarah's just like, so do we get? Are you the color commentary, or does that go to a more sexy voiced individual?
The other voice
Don't do it.
says, "We're doing the commentary, but Bob, do you think they actually believe they can win this?" He says,
Shut the fuck up.
"No, there's going to be."
It's a bold move there. It's a bold move there, Chapley. Let's see if it pays off.
There's going to be depression.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
boy.
Well, sorry about you, love. I've already been there.
Oh, goodness. What happened?
Failure.
Oh, no. Whatever will we do? Get up again.
Frustration.
Oh.
Again, been there, done that, got the club jackets for it. Moving on.
Anyway.
This is really disappointing. I was expecting more, existential dread.
Yeah.
And the voice says, "Oh, that's coming."
Where is that?
I say quietly, I say these I don't know if it's just me, but these all look like weird sex things.
Yeah, they kind of look like weird sex things.
I say,
To the right.
is this a weird sex thing because I'm flattered?
Sarah's like, it might be the weird sex. Is that how you do the sex?
Is that a noose? Because
Vasily, have you had this?
What the fuck is that?
Vasily, have
Okay,
you had the
it's
sex?
definitely a weird sex thing.
Vasily, have you had the sex?
Guys, I hate to point this out. There's
Jules,
no
you're
correlation
Jules,
to
you're a
the
thug. Have you had the sex?
I
I imagine Jules very slowly turns to look at Sarah, and then just kind of volleyball spikes her to the ground.
You could
So
try.
is this thing biting us, or did it? I mean,
this thing has leaped out of the
Okay.
of the hole in the wall and grabbed at one of you.
Sarah nonchalantly just blasts it with frost.
Well,
Russell
we're
will
gonna.
then cleave it in half as it's frozen.
Just not having any of this shit.
Oh, now there's Jules.
It gets one shot, and it's basically from surprise.
Who's it grabbing at?
Alright, so who's it?
You guys can make initiative rolls to
determine it?
yeah, well, to see whether or not you'll get a block or a dodge or whatever.
Oh well, fuck me sideways.
Yeah, I'm not going first. That's
Oh,
actually
fuck me sides out, Chief.
And that is that's a 13. I failed by 3, I believe. That sucks.
It is grabbing for Vasily.
Aha! Not me.
Very rascally.
Aha.
Okay, not me. And actually, yeah, I did succeed. I succeeded by, I think it was. I'm trying to do math right now. 7? 7.
I roll an 11, so I blow it by 2.
Any negative to be hit?
With -1.
I keep forgetting that our aim is to aim below our numbers, not above.
Yeah,
Keep
well-
remembering that.
Actually, interesting that you say that.
The next version of Jags will be all roll over,
All right.
but we're still on version 2, so for this game is roll.
If I had to roll over my initiative right now, that'd be impossible. 46.
Well, what you do is you roll. What's your initiative?
13 at the moment.
So you just roll and add 3, and you need to roll over a 10.
Oh.
So
Your
So
initiative-
it's whatever you're above 10,
it's the
you
same
add that
math.
to the roll.
It's the same math. It's just flipped. And so everything you always in every case want to roll high.
Ah.
So your skills, instead of being a 14 or less, would be a +4, and the average difficulty would be 10. So you roll 4 dice 6 minus 4 plus 4 in that case. And if that number came out above a 10, you succeeded.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so anyway, Vasily, this thing has grabbed you, trying to grab you.
Ah!
What's your grapple defense?
It is 17. Wait. Oh, down here though, it's 20.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why do you suck so much? You suck worse down here than you do as your normal self. That says a lot.
No, the higher the better.
Yeah, I'm trying to get lower.
Well, it's the grapple score is comparison. So what happens is, it has a grapple score of 22. He has a grapple defense of 20. So it has a 12 or less chance of grabbing him and being able to pull him through the hole.
Oh, okay.
Because it's 2 better. So that's how you compare things like a tank gun shooting Godzilla or something, you know.
Tank gun shooting Godzilla, that's a hell of a...
Well, those things, you know, it has thousands of points of damage, and Godzilla has, you know, tens of thousands of points of armor. So how do you compare those? So
if we fight Godzilla in this, I'm just gonna flip the table and be done.
Anyway, yeah. The thing misses you and or hits you, but doesn't grab and scutters back down the hole. And the other broadcaster says,
Not okay. No, not okay. No consent.
No
Don't
consent.
you touch here,
No,
this is my
no.
no square.
Bad touch. Bad
That
touch.
Bad touch. Bad touch.
that was the jump scare, Bob. What are you thinking? He says, well, we're gonna have to see what's behind the curtain of mysteries, because they won't survive that.
The curtain of mystery. What the fuck? What are we in, some kind of kids horror show?
You want to climb in that hole and see what's on the other side?
No.
Well, it might be like the cameras and the camera guys instead of the death traps. I'm looking in the hole.
Let's throw a grenade in there. See what happens.
That's
Do
not.
we have a grenade?
I mean,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm advocating that's not.
It's a good thought, but the hole just goes back to nothing.
Well, there's a hand in there.
Yeah, the hand is limp,
Oh.
lifeless.
Okay. All right.
you can wait.
Hey, you can fly, right? You can fly up there and look around at that shit.
Yeah, I can.
All right. Well, something to consider. Let's go see the curtain of mystery.
Yeah, let's go look at the curtain. What's behind curtain number 1, Wayne? I don't know if Wayne Brady has taken over Bryce's. Let's make it.
No.
do that.
Let's not have that happen.
Fuck you.
Could I just slip between the bars?
Technically, he could.
You think you might be able to?
Yeah, I'm just gonna slip between the bars, see what's going on.
Zap. It's like a bug zapper.
Sorry, what?
I just imagine he tries to pass through. Zap. It's a bug zapper.
Yeah, that makes.
Which would be spinning considering who's trying to slip through the bars.
Yep. Good luck. No.
So, alright, do I get through the bars?
No.
No?
No. When you try to go through the bars, the bars actually shrink.
Nah. Lame.
But you can see something. Oh, they can't get through the bars. There's got to be another way around. But will they find it? And what lays on the other side?
Wow, this almost feels like a completely scripted game show.
There is something on the other side. Look at that. What is that?
She's just being as fuck you as possible.
Okay, so what are we seeing here?
I think this might be a good place to call it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You guys.
It is
You know,
almost 11. Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably
Find
call it
a-
here.
there's a ladder
That's
over
both-
there. There's something over here.
What does it say? Wishing well
Used.
used. Oh, that's lame.
Oh lord.
Oh, that's too bad, Bob. It's all used up. They would have gotten a wish. They really could have used that.
Can I find these people and smack them? I want.
You're not going to be able to smack them either. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they're also caretakers.
All right.
It is also a caretaker. Yeah.
What is it? Which caretaker is
All
it?
right, it sounds like a good time to finish up.
The entertainer.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah,
Ah,
let's wrap this. Baby's starting to wake up, and I think it might be a good
Oh,
time
no.
to call it.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. I guess we're going to descend deeper into the weirdness next week. Hopefully next week, and we won't have such a long break again.
Yeah.
It's just, honestly, for all of us here, that long break was just because issue after issue started popping up, and we just couldn't work with it.
Oh, it was terrible. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yep, live on, play strong, and roll out.
Woohoo!
Take care.
Thank you all.